Hi, I'm Symphoneers. This video is a little bit of a change of pace from my usual Magic Arena-based content, as you might be able to tell. So since Alchemy launched on Arena, I've been a little bit more frustrated than usual with, the Arena economy, Wizards management of the client, Wizards management of formats in general on Arena, and so on and so on. The kind of ultimate constructive takeaway I got from that being like, it would be nice to play Magic in a way that was non-rotating, cheap. It's actually surprisingly easy to get into the system of Magic Online, get some good games happening. Now, I was dragging my feet on that for a few weeks just because, oh, it's an old client, it looks like spreadsheets and blah, 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 blah. But recently, or like a week or two ago, Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, put out a video on how to nearly free-to-play Magic Online. So I thought I would actually like follow through with that video and, do the things in it. Now, I wanted to record this video as a kind of companion piece. While Seth's video was helpful, or like helped point me in the direction of basic resources, he didn't really go into any detail on like how does renting cards work? How does one MTGO? So that's going to be the purpose of this video, basically, just to like gently walk through a new player, like what you can get for no money, what the $5 required to unlock trading and stuff gets you, and maybe like an example Pauper game or something. Pauper is the format I've been getting into a little bit on Magic Online so far. So yeah, let's get into the rest of the video. First things first, you do need to set up another account with Wizards to play Magic Online. That in itself is not too much of a hassle. The only thing really worth noting from that process is there's like a random checkbox somewhere that's like, hey, can we sell your information to Croatian kidney harvesters? I unchecked that box. I would advise you do the same. Aside from that, it's very, like, inoffensive standard stuff. So, when you first log into Magic Online, you will get 20 new player points, some avatars, and a giant pile of free cards in Standard. I believe it is this pile of cards. It covers a ton of lands, and mostly commons. I think there's some uncommons and stuff in here too, but it's a pile of over 1,000 cards, 1,400 cards from Standard. Now, something that was interesting to me, or that I wanted to test right away with this, is just like, can you make a playable deck? The answer is kind of. The very first deck I made with those cards was a mono-red deck, just piling together a bunch of cards I like and have, played with on Arena, and it ended up being relatively okay-ish. Pardon me, show the preview pane. Yep. So you do get some cards that I think are genuinely good or playable, like Kessig Flame Breather. Pardon me, Kessig Flame Breather. And like Reckless Impulse is just a good playable card. Battlecry Goblin, genuinely good standard card. Yeah, so you can kind of cobble together the absolute, like, a bare-bone basic functional deck. You can also play that deck that you cobble together by going into the constructed screen, clicking on standard. It should be set there by default. Click on standard open play, select your deck in the right here, change to the thing I was just showing you, and then you can set up a match or join an existing one. There is also standard tournament practice. This is best of 3 on Magic Online. Tournament practice is the word for like free play, or, doesn't cost any money to play best of 3. And yeah, you can get some decent, you can play matches that way. The firing time is not going to be as fast as Magic Arena. There's not a ton of demand for standard on Magic Online, but it will happen. Like, you will get a match within 1 to 5 minutes, let's say, conservatively. Aside from all those cards you get in the new player package, you also get 20 new player points. You can use these points to enter limited events. The main thing that I believe is on offer right now is the new to MTGO AFR Phantom Sealed. So this is a sealed limited event that costs 3 new player points. It is 3 best of 1 games, AFR sealed, using a specific sealed pool. You craft a deck and you can play some games. I do think this is like solid in general if you're just kind of interested in playing limited. Like building out sealed decks and sealed pools is good good practice, good card evaluation practice, and this is not something that Magic Arena really offers. So I think like that alone, the fact that you can do that 6 times for free, more if you actually win a few games, I think that's very solid, kind of a reason on its own to download the client, get in some limited practice. So yeah, that is one nice thing about that. I think that covers a lot of the new player stuff I wanted to talk about. I'll cover some more UI things in, I think, the Pauper section of the video. To upgrade your account, you go to the store. You won't see any of this. The only thing you will see is a single item for $5 called, like, account upgrade or something like that. You put that in your cart, enter your payment information down here. It goes through, it's fine. You buy it. Once you buy that, you get 10 more player points. So I was at 30, I played 2 rounds of Sealed, won 1 game in each thing. So I'm at 26 points now. You get 100 play points, which is worth $5 on Magic Online. You can use that to pay for entrance into like a league events. 100 play points gets you entrance into a league. And these events also have like actual or not cash payout, but you can get 150 play points, a bunch of treasure chest boosters, cards, free cards, basically. And yeah, a lot of rewards if you do well. You probably won't if you're anything like me and don't have a lot of experience in older formats, but you know, it's there. You kind of get your money back for the $5. Big asterisk on the kind of. And aside from that, you also get another batch of standard cards. You might have noticed that I had Standard Cruft as my very first pass at a deck. And then in Less Crufty, we have something that's way more focused down into like a budget red deck I built on the channel a while ago. Chandra Dressed to Kill is expensive on Magic Online, and I didn't get any copies of her, so I replaced her with, 4 of the Reckless Impulses. And yeah, more kick in the doors, some Voltaire and Epic Ears. The deck, while still not high powered by any means, is way more coherent, way more playable. Like you can pilot this list and have some fun with it. Oh, other little UI things to note while I have the collection pulled up. Your cards will probably start off looking like this or something. There is a little slider up here that adjusts the size of all that. You can also like show preview pane, which you probably noticed me do earlier in the video. This can be helpful for scanning through cards and actually, being able to see them. In the side, you actually have relatively good card filtering, like cards that are legal in Standard, cards that are legal in Pauper, and so on. It's relatively like what you would expect if you're familiar with Magic Arena's filtering. It's fairly similar overall. The main thing I would highlight that's useful or a good thing to keep an eye on here is reset all filters. If you know you have a card or something and it's not coming up, click reset all filters. That should help you get it back to a place where you can go like, okay, I have no filters set. I can just type in Kessig and that will pull up the Kessig Flame Breather that I want to put in the deck. Okay, that covers a lot of ground. Oh, before I move on to the Pauper gameplay part of the video, I did want to cover trading and loan programs. So let's cover trading and free cards first. When you pull up the trade portion of Modo, you will see this kind of like vaguely spooky, not that helpful pile of listings. We're not going to worry about this giant spooky pile of listings right now. Right now, to filter out the searches, just type in GoatBotsFree. And that pulls up a source of 8 free cards daily. Card Hoarder also has a free card program. You can get 64 free cards a month from them. But yeah, just to quickly show off the absolute basics of trading, GoatBotsFree, some will be marked as busy when they're in a trade. Just click on one that is open, double click. That pulls up a trading window. In short, you can just kind of look at the trade window. Let's amp up these card sizes again. You will see this little thing up here is the quantity of items currently in your collection. This thing down here is the number of items the bot has to trade. So you can just double click, that will add 1 card to the trade window, 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards. It's worth noting that Modo doesn't do this UI, or like this UI does not account for different printings. But yeah, so that will help you track like what you actually need. I would advise is how to, like, as far as how to approach filling out your collection goes, filtering down to a format you're interested in, like Pauper, and down to a color you're interested in, like mono red. I'm just going to slam a few other cards in here, just close out the trade. Final flare, whee! So I have my 8 cards in the window, I click submit on the trade. That kind of puts the trade up for approval. The GoatBot has approved the trade, so now that we have this window, we just click confirm trade, and I now have, oop, a kind of useless chat window pop up, and I now have these cards in my collection, so yay! If you really want to, you can be strategic and pick out cards like Kessig Flamebreather that are genuinely good, even if they're not, you know, super high power, super valuable, etc. Loan programs. They rely on that UI, that trade UI I just showed you, or like very similar UI. Card Hoarder is the loan program I actually bothered to set up. Setting up a Card Hoarder account is a little bit of a hassle, but it's not too bad. It's very standard in terms of like, you must be 18 or over, you agree not to abuse the service, etc., etc. Just a couple boxes to check. Fill in shipping information, that type of thing, or like location stuff, account information. Something I was pleasantly surprised by was that Card Hoarder has a full, like, very detailed walkthrough about how their system works, how you trade, how you handle the payment and specify loan account, and etc. And yeah, it's a little bit much, it's a little daunting at first, but like it's very detailed, the walkthrough is very detailed. I won't go through it step by step or anything. But it's there, and a nice thing is, too, it's all bots, so you don't need to panic about, like, timing or, you know, making someone wait on you if you're still kind of clunking your way through the UI or whatever. So yeah, the loan program, a little bit of a hassle, but not too bad overall. So when I was kind of looking at, is Magic Online worth getting into, I wanted to see, like, Penny Dreadful or Pauper were top of my list for formats to investigate. Penny Dreadful, of course, is dirt cheap. The decks cost $1 usually. I think absolute top of the meta decks cost like $2 or $3 because, you know, being top of the meta in Penny Dreadful, the cards actually rise in price and get rotated out of the format. But yeah, I decided to focus on Pauper just because it's officially supported like very clearly in the client. You can click on Pauper, go into Pauper tournament practice if you want to play best of 3, and, you know, get some Pauper games pretty quickly. My queue time for Pauper, by the way, has been like under a minute whenever I've queued up for it. Or no, under a minute or two. So yeah, Pauper is alive and well. Anyway, back to the collection page. So I wanted to figure out how hard is it to just like net deck your way into Pauper, get some games going, use the loan program to get a deck for free, etc., etc., etc. I just typed something like Pauper budget decks into Google, and one of the things that came up was Pop-Tarts on tappedout.net. It's an Azorius bounce deck. The thing I want to highlight on this page is that there is a card hoarder button that tells you the price in ticks. That's, you know, Magic Online's currency. It's about $1 per ticket, if I'm remembering correctly. And yeah, your CardHoarderFree loan program account is for 5 ticks, so 3 ticks is within budget, so you can click that. That actually takes you straight to Card Hoarder, and you can use that, like, just add it to cart, and then follow the Card Hoarder tutorial to check out, get it on your Moto account. So yeah, that was surprisingly easy. So I did that. I got the Azorius Bounce deck. So yeah, if you're unfamiliar with Bounce, the idea is that you have permanents like Muldrifter that you can evoke to draw cards early or like hard cast later on, and then use cards like Flicker of Fate to exile it, have it re-enter the battlefield, draw you some more cards. Value! Or play cards like Spreading Seas, boot that back to hand with Core Skyfisher to draw more cards, or even just little things like Cathedral Sanctifier, play it on 1, bounce it back to hand with Core Skyfisher on 2, play it on 3 to gain some more life. This is even present in the mana base where you have bounce lands like Azorius Chancery that you can use to return Radiant Fountain to hand so that when you replay it, you get some more life, which is actually pretty relevant in matchups like Burn. There's some random beater cards like Jace's Phantasm, cards like Reality Acid that I'm a big fan of Reality Acid. You play out Reality Acid, you can use something like Aether Trade Winds to bounce, a spooky creature that you don't have Reality Acid on, as well as Reality Acid. Reality Acid being the permanent you control for Aether Trade Winds purposes. That triggers the Reality Acid, making your opponent sacrifice the card it's on, and you get to put Reality Acid back on another permanent. Yay! The sideboard is also pretty lovely. We have Mana Tithe, as well as Circle of Protection Green, Circle of Protection Red, just for some color-specific hate, as well as cards like Sunlance for a little bit more spot removal in creature matchups, Dispel to counter things, and Hindering Light, counter spell that cantrips, draws a card. So I had this deck for $3 or about half my loan program balance, and I played a few games with it, a few best of 3 matches and I was really happy with the match quality I got, actually. I've played against Infect, Mono Green Ramp, Burn, and something else that I'm forgetting at the moment. But yeah, it was so nice to queue up for games of Magic and not just immediately go like, oh, turns. Oh, it's arena, so 40% of your matchups are life gain if you're playing best of one, etc., etc. Like, it's just nice to queue up for a match and go, oh, I'm going to probably learn things, or like learn more about a new format, and so on. I was also pleasantly surprised that I think I dropped, like I went 0-2 my first match, I won my second match, I went 2-1. And I continued to actually win some games with just this, straight up net deck, real basic bare bones net deck, and I've been learning about the format since. So that's been lovely. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed Pauper. So I think that covers basically all of the information, like the raw client information I wanted to get into the video. Let's queue up for a Pauper match. So to do that, again, we just go into Pauper. Pauper tournament practice is going to be our best of 3 mode. We don't see any open rooms, so we will create one. Number of players 2. Anyone can join. Oh, yeah, you can note if you're feeling a little self-conscious, like you're nervous about your ability to play the client and so on, you can put right in the comments for the match, new to Magic Online and the format, and that helps give, anyone queuing up information that, like, okay, if they're roping, they're not being an asshole, they're learning. So, create a room, and yeah, you'll get this kind of waiting UI. And we shouldn't be waiting too long. Oh, fabulous. Yeah, that was what, 10, 15, 20 seconds? Whoops. This is a 1-land hand. I might change the stack, actually, because I think it's land light according to Frank Karsten's mana stuff. I will keep this hand, and bottom, I think the Core Skyfisher, maybe? So you click that, confirm that you want to bottom that, and then on 1 we can play down the Tranquil Cove. That puts the triggered ability on the stack. We confirm that we want to cede priority to our opponent in this little tiny window over here, and that gives them priority to, play instants or sorceries. Our life total goes up. And we confirm we want to pass through to the second main, and it's now their turn. If you ever lose track of turns for whatever reason, you can see the little marker there. There's a ton of information in these tiny, tiny little icons here, like cards remaining in the opponent's deck, cards in hand, how much time they have left to play the match. Elvish Mystic, so mono green of some kind. Oh, yeah, so that's happening. I will play out. What we can do here is tap the Tranquil Cove for blue, play out the Azorius Chancery. That puts the ability on the stack. Or sorry, target the Tranquil Cove, bounce that back to hand, And we will also play out Jace's Phantasm using the floating mana. We'll say go, then tap. I wanted to mention right-clicking on the field brings up this UI. You can concede the game, undo things, yield until the next end step, or yield through this turn. I've been using yield through this turn a lot, just to like help speed up, like not have to hit OK every time we get priority in a match. Yeah, so this is looking like Elf Ball of some kind. What else do I need to cover? Oh yeah, there's a chat here. For some reason, there's a chat here. I don't know why. The few messages I've gotten from people have been in, like, private message. Sorry, we'll pass through. Quirion Ranger. So yeah, tons of ramp from the opponent. What do we want to do? I think we want to play out the Radiant Fountain. Yeah, put the ability on the stack. Ability resolves, we're up to 23. And then I think I would like to... Oh, so Muldrifter has 2 casting costs, the one on the card and the evoke cost. You can right-click the card directly to pay, or to do the evoke. Tap your lands. Sometimes it can be a little bit finicky about paying for stuff. You just click on the little floating mana symbols in the corner if that happens. Oh, triggered abilities go on the stack. You can choose the order, or you have to. So we just put the evoke ability on the stack first. The card draw resolves. We get another Muldrifter into Jace's Phantasm. Not the worst. Jace's Phantasm does have flying, so we'll click on the card, send it into combat, or declare the attackers. The opponent can declare blockers, but they have no flyers and stuff. Yeah, sorry if it seems like I'm talking through like absolute basics of just how to play Magic. I mainly want to do it just to help like talk through the weird UI. I found in playing Magic Online that even though I've watched a fair amount of it, mainly through MTG Goldfish, I definitely have had like stumbling blocks of just not realizing I had priority or not knowing like how to trigger abilities and stuff. You can generally click on things to do stuff, like it's not super unintuitive. Click on things or right click on things will bring up menus. The other area to watch if you're ever confused is just this little window, since it will almost always tell you like what's happening on the thing that just popped up. Yeah, I would not advise Magic Online for learning Magic, if anyone is watching this video from that perspective. Since there's a lot happening. Wow, we are getting Elf Ball real hard, huh? I did not totally clock what was happening. Ooh, boy. Yeah, we have no blockers, that happens. I don't know if we have a great plan for this. So we untap. Oh, yeah, we don't have sweepers in our deck, so that is a thing. We're at 4 mana, so we can't full cost Muldrifter here. We can play out Quicksand, which is kind of handy. We can play out Quicksand. We can also cycle the Secluded Step. I think I'm going to cycle it on our turn, even though it's a little bit sloppy, and we lose some mana potentially, just so I have more information about what we have to work with. Reality Acid. Okay. If we Reality Acid this turn, we can take out their Elf generation, which might be handy. I'm a little bit concerned they've already built up too much of a field. Like, yeah. So we'll do this. Target the hunt Seeker Huntmaster thing. Sorry, click OK. I might just hold it back to block since their board is, yeah, a bit of a problem. So, because we're tapped out, I'm going to yield through this turn. Yeah. Oh, if you yield through the turn, you will still get an opportunity to declare blockers, especially if they are attacking like the opponent is. They've definitely spat out a lot of elves real quickly. We're at 22. I think we have enough time to stabilize, maybe? A nice tool we have at our disposal. Yeah, opponent go vroom vroom. So to declare blockers, you click on the blocker you want to declare, click on the thing you want to declare, click OK. You can reset blockers if you made a mistake. Oh, you order blockers if you're blocking with two things, much like you do on Magic Arena. Left to right, sorry, is the damage is assigned from left to right, so like the leftmost blocker takes most damage. Oh, we're down to 3, never mind, we're totally dead. So we are going to concede. Concede game. Code Gaming wins. Begin sideboarding. So, Circle of Protection green. Ooh, I don't even know if we want Circle of Protection green, Sunlance. We will thin out. Maybe just some Muldrifters, unfortunately. We'll take out the Stormbound Geist. It can be a good attacker, but the opponent's main thing is just overrunning us, and Stormbound Geist cannot block creatures on the ground, which seems bad. We'll also take out one of the blink things. Down to 60 cards, we'll say submit deck and go from there. I'm probably going to 0-2 this, I think. This seems like a bad matchup for us, but oh, we are also not getting lucky with our openers, huh? Oh no. Mulligan. This is why I want to put more lands in the deck. This hand is better. We can drop... Oh no, we still don't have white mana. Oh no. Oh no, not like this. Not while recording. Keepable? Multi-5 drop. Drop 2 cards, drop the Flicker of Fate, and... Secluded Step? Or the Core Skyfisher. Or the Rally Acid. Maybe the Core Skyfisher. We have pretty good odds of... I have no idea if any of that's correct. I'm still learning this deck and the format. So... We will play out the island and say go. Yeah, I definitely think I want to put another land or two in the deck at least. I've gotten more comfortable at deviating from the Frank Karsten articles on land drops and stuff, especially in decks that have a bit more draw than this one, like a lot of cantrips and stuff. However, I do think this deck could benefit from another land or two. So, the opponent has Llanowar Elves, or not? Nettle Sentinel, okay. That is a 1 mana 2/2, but no mana acceleration, so that's something. Dreamstalker, okay. We unfortunately do not have a 1 mana play, so I'm just going to Chancery the island back to hand. Whoops, pardon me. The UI sometimes. Yeah, don't feel bad. We floated the mana, so kind of by accident, so that is why we got that mana warning. Yield through the turn again. Okay. Bridgelore Rangers. I should really be reading the opponent's cards more. Normally I do when I'm playing Pauper. Not for videos. I've very much been enjoying learning the format, or like that's something that's helped keep me positive through losses of just like, there's more magic to learn. I'm not like cranky at a stale standard format or whatever. It's fun to engage with, even if it's just a different type of elf ball from what's on historic. It is kind of neat. Oh boy, I wish we had a Sunlands. Oh, this might be another fast game. I did Multi-5, so that's something I can point at and say, hey, if only. Um, yeah, pass through, block. Our turn. Circle of Protection green. Is this all that useful right now? Not really. They only have a 2/2. Circle of Protection green, we can kind of point at a permanent for 1 mana and go, hey, next time that hurts me this turn, not that useful here, unfortunately. I think we are going to play out an island in Muldrift. Doot. We could Dreamstalker a land back to hand, but given that we don't actually have a gain land on the field, like a Radiant Fountain or whatever, we'll organize the Muldrifter triggers. Oh, it's a Warden or a Soul Sister. Neat. Sunlance. Oh, where were you earlier, Sunlance? If we had to, yeah. Not being able to kill the Priest of Titania, I think, is going to maybe be what does us in this game. Um, yeah. So I mentioned that I thought this was a bad matchup. Even though I think it's pretty bad, I can definitely see lines just within the net deck we have of like, oh, if I, kill key mana dorks or whatever, um, oh, we are very dead, aren't we? Oh, it's fun though. Like I said, learning helps keep me positive in matches. Um, how long is this video? Oh, I've been recording for almost an hour. Elvish Visionary. Hey, I play you in Storm. There is Storm. Oh, that was the deck I forgot that I've lost to. Even though they banned Chatterstorm out of Pauper, there are still existent Storm decks. They are fun, or like I like watching them play out. There is definitely versus those decks. Thermo Alchemist and stuff are great targets to Sunlance. You can really get people with them. Um, I might for the interested. I think I've covered a lot of the details of like how the field and stuff works. Your graveyard is here again. All the little numbers saying like cards in the graveyard 1, and so on and so on. We are going to get murdered pretty hard by the opponent, though. Or are we? Are we? We might. Oh, we can kill the Elvish Vanguard with the Sunlance. I might stick it out for a turn or two, but I also might scoop at some point. Oh, preordain. We're at 14. Do we? Can we? Oh. Let's Sunlance the Elvish Vanguard. Float the Elvish Azorius Chancery mana. Do this. 3 damage to target. I want Sunlance on Arena. Sunlance on Arena would be so nice. Yeah, so we'll do that. I think I do want to just preordain. Maybe we can get... Which of these do I want? We could... Bottom the Tranquil Cove, take the plains. Play out the plains, Circle of Protection, green. I don't know if this is actually worth it, but it seems interesting. Yeah, like I think I mentioned, the big problem with this versus elves is just they have such granular damage. Like, each instance is only 1 or 2 points. Whereas even versus something like Burn, paying 1 mana to blank 3 points of damage, pretty good. Oh, do. Oh, they have more Elvish Vanguards. That might be game. Ooh, maybe not. More untapped lands? This is why I want more untapped lands in the deck. Yeah, if we drew another or draw another untapped land, we could Reality Acid, Dreamstalker it back to hand, take out the Elvish Vanguard, and I have a good blocker for all of these. So that's a change you can make in the deck. Oh, I didn't even mention all the basics. Oh, we're down to 1. Right. I'm going to concede here. I have the fancy black and white basics. Those were just included for free in the new player pack. So that thing you have to pay 20 bucks for or whatever on Arena, you just get. It's pretty nice. Yeah. So we did not have a winning Pauper match there, obviously. We had some bad draws and stuff too. Like I said, I might tweak the deck just by 1 or 2 lands. But anyway, I think that's a wrap on the video. We've walked through a bunch of random, like, little bits that can help get you started on Magic Online, showed off some peculiarities of the UI, and yeah, I think that's about it. This is a very different type of video for me, so if you liked it, click all the buttons. It is genuinely helpful. If you want to see more Pauper content on the channel, let me know. I would like to play more Pauper. Hopefully we'll have, better games or more competitive games than what you saw here. Yeah, that's about everything. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.